Welcome to I Heart Geek. And welcome to part 2 of Hawkeye. Woo! Oh, I wish I had that much energy. I do. I know I really was in love with this. Well, I wasn't in love with it. I was in like with this show for the first 3 episodes. Second 3 episodes, the thrill is gone. I'm definitely wanting to see other shows, and yeah.
You got to admit there were some
There was good
very,
moments.
very, very, very high points.
There was. Well, real quick, I'm Dub. I'm here with Skeeter. I'm here with Christina. I think that this is going to be a mix of a show because I know certain people loved these last 3. And then it sounds like Skeeter's kind of middle of the road, and I'm looking for a new show. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, let's start with this. We talked about the first 3 episodes. I would recommend going back. Well, if you didn't watch it, watch our synopsis on the first 3 episodes, and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. Now, and I want to start with this. That fight scene in the car in the first 3 episodes was brilliant.
Unmatched.
And I feel like the show at that point peaked. And then it was very hard to live up to that expectation. Okay. And I think that's kind of where it starts. But let's talk about first the things that we liked in these last 3 episodes. What did you guys like a lot in these last 3 episodes? Christina, let's start with you.
I love the continued relationship between Hawkeye and Kate. I loved the chemistry that is absolutely undeniable. And I really did enjoy like the little bit of mysteries, like is it this person? Is it that person? And I do agree that they did peak with the car scene. But I felt like there were some really good ones that were still incredibly entertaining and very high energy.
And we'll talk about that last fight scene in a minute.
If I'm gonna go back and play it and watch it, and if it's true, I'm gonna hurt you.
Okay, I want to say this real quick. Since we're talking about the fight scenes, that first fight scene just brilliant, and then the last big fight scene with the tracksuit mafia. It's all coming in, and if you can actually kind of turn the music off that they're playing, and you can play the Benny Hill music in the background, and it fits because it felt so comical and over the top. Because they had all that great tech and all that, and it just played off like Carrot Top wrote it because it was just a bunch of prop humor. I think I broke Skeeter on that one. And I think that's part of my problem on it. Skeeter, what did you like on these episodes?
So everything was, okay. So yes, the relationship between Hawkeye and Kate was great. I think the minimal relationship between Kate and oh my goodness.
Her mom or
no,
Natasha's sister?
Natasha's sister. I think the table scene with the macaroni, oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
Incredible just interaction. I love that. I'm right there with you, Dub, with the whole just like, how many tracksuit dudes are there? First
exactly.
of all, like, is it all of New York is become tracksuit dudes? It was that before.
It's every millennial.
Go to Jersey,
every millennial.
Chris,
that's a thing,
But you go to Jersey, tracksuits everywhere. Usually the really shiny ones.
Yeah.
But like this was over the top, and then the cameos. I'm sorry, a blind attorney shows up, and then the big guy. I'm sorry, it just kept it that. Those were my high points, and I know we're going to talk about that more. That was the best for me.
Well, let's talk Kingpin for a second. Kingpin, when we saw him on that first one, I was like, okay, I am sold. I don't care what they do with the rest of the show. It's freaking Kingpin. Yes, he's back. And then I watched the last episode and I'm like, it's Kingpin. Yay. Oh, Kingpin. What did they do to you when he's wearing the Hawaiian shirt? Being
I
emo.
love that. That was me. Like that was fully.
Well, that can be you, but that's not
me.
Kingpin. That's not Kingpin. No. And he was so emo, and it, even the portrayal that Vincent D'Onofrio has done of Kingpin so far, even with his wife and kid dying and all that other stuff, he doesn't get as emo as he got in that last scene. And it's like, really?
Well, I mean,
I think that to me is why I want to see other shows, because that's like all the promise in the world. And then you realize, oh, you both went swimming, and then you saw her face without the makeup. You're like, okay.
Holy, what?
I'm just harsh today. Wow, I'm rotten. Wow. I know.
At least you didn't say the next morning.
Family rated, family show,
family
friendly.
Well, Dub, I mean, if you didn't want to keep the smoke and goatee for Vegas Con here in this summer, you could rock a Hawaiian shirt and some white pants.
I'm good.
You could do that.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
I would pay money.
Money. I'm not upset so much with a Hawaiian shirt, because I mean it was a cool look, but it wasn't Kingpin. So right. I mean, I'm okay with it, but I had issue with the way the director had him play that. It didn't feel right, and I think I'm done with my grievances for this show. Now we can talk about some of the gooder stuff, I guess.
I still am picturing you in white pants and a Hawaiian shirt. I think that's what he needs to wear at his birthday pool party. I will fly in for this.
Well, yeah, it's not that hard to see me in a white suit. I mean, you've seen me in white suits before. It's all good. Let's get back on to the show. Another thing that I think they dropped the ball on was the swordsman. I mean, we could have had this nice epic battle. Oh no, we're going to be buddies. I'm going to fight with you. I'm like,
he was so underplayed.
The big problem is it's the sixth issue. It's a 6 episode show, and they put in the characters for 2 6-episode shows. And I think that you shouldn't have had Yelena, I believe that's her name, in there. You should not have had her in there. There was too much. They shouldn't have had the swordsman in there. All that equaled too much. And I'm cool with her, but I think that I'm trying to figure out where they can cut, because Hawkeye had almost nothing to do with this show. It got less and less about Hawkeye. And this is the character that honestly has deserved his own shot, and this was not his.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. They could have done a whole show with Yelena and
Hawkeye.
Just Hawkeye.
That would have been
just
great.
Them. That would have been great. I totally got lost. You can't have that much with the watch piece. Like when she got the watch, when he gave her the watch, I was like, wait, I don't know what just happened, and I even went back and watched again, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a shield symbol.
Oh, you don't know that? Oh, do you want an explanation on that?
That'd be great.
Okay, that was his wife's. She's Mockingbird. Yeah. She's Agent 19.
Oh, copy. Okay.
Now it makes more sense.
But now it makes more sense. That's where the 19 came from.
But that's something we're not going to see a payoff on, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
No, I feel like
we're not. And I guess being that it's just a kind of throwaway, if it's disappointing, because I'd love to see Mockingbird.
Yeah.
Are we getting, I mean, maybe it was short, but maybe it's all going to get pulled together somehow in the Multiverse of Madness.
Well,
Yeah,
The
I'll
multiverse
get back
of
in that in a
Mephisto.
minute. Christina, go ahead.
I think I figured out by episode 2 that this was never going to be a Hawkeye show. It was really a passing of the torch.
But I don't think it was even Kate Bishop's enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough.
I would have liked to have seen less of the swordsman. I really loved the whole dynamic with Yelena, because especially when that final fight scene happens between them, because it was very it was a catharsis for both of them.
Mm.
And I feel like that needed to happen for both of them. I feel like they probably could have showed less of Echo.
That was another thing that was a wasted,
because they were just
Totally
really
wasted.
trying to hype her series. And I feel like you could have had pieces, but I feel like it was in there way too much.
It was force fed to the point that I am not looking forward to watching this show at all.
Yeah,
I'll watch it. I'll watch it because I have to for this show.
Like,
I have no interest.
The Kingpin, the other guy that I can't think of his name that she killed, that all should have happened in the Echo show. It should have never happened in Hawkeye. That was just wasted film.
Honestly, that she should have been introduced in one episode and been done.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I felt it felt forced.
Backstory and everything else in 2 episodes, really.
Yeah,
and then.
And the fact that there was no confrontation between Kingpin and Hawkeye. What the heck? Like,
yeah, and I feel it feels like Hawkeye is pretty much done at this point.
Yeah.
So we're not going to see anything.
Yeah,
and again, this is why I had hopes in the first 3, but this last 3, I realized, and I'm used to getting disappointed by the end of these shows. I really am, but. They really dropped the ball in a lot of ways in this.
They did. I mean, they did a great job in like the getting the
that Kingpin moment was like yes,
the Matt Murdock moment.
Yes.
the and then and then and then.
And no fang foom. No dragon, period.
Yeah.
No dragon.
Why do all that dragon build up for literally nothing?
Maybe we're going to get that in Echo.
And the swordsman being a LARPer, please.
Oh my gosh.
I did like the LARPers.
They did not bother me as much in this half of the episode of these shows than the first half. The first half, I had my issues. I felt it was very derogatory towards that community.
Oh, I didn't.
This one, I didn't feel as bad.
I didn't really care so much for how they played up his impending deafness. I didn't really
it seemed like they forgot it halfway through.
There.
Yes. Like when him and Echo had that conversation, she told him he was too reliant on it. I thought that was going to lead up to something,
and it didn't.
They played it way too high for really nothing. I felt that's what they did a lot in this show, and it lacked the response. But that's what you get for that many episodes.
Yep.
You try to put. They tried to make a Hawkeye sausage. And really failed with more of a hot dog because it just didn't work.
It was a Vienna sausage.
Yeah, it was. It was totally Vienna. I'm sorry that didn't work right. So
we know what you meant on that one.
But I mean, it just I felt like if we went 6 more,
a family-friendly show.
I wouldn't have wanted this to be I could not have handled another 6 episodes of this show.
I feel like it could have, if they did it right.
But they didn't.
It could have very easily been, I would say, a solid 10. I don't think
this could have done 10 if they would have gotten their ducks straight, but they just
didn't. Yep, no. They started out the first 3 episodes and it was a ducks in a row, and by the last 3 episodes, they were squirrels at a rave.
Yeah.
No, this honestly, I would have been happier if they did an animated Hawkeye show with like three episodes of just Hawkeye being Hawkeye, pass the torch, done.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
all the other stuff was too much.
Yeah, I feel like it was like that 1 2-hour Christmas episode of every show that we've ever gotten, with with the flashbacks of the rest of the year. Like, we got like
that's what it
so
was.
many different stories.
It was a very special,
we just got the very Hawkeye Christmas special.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what it was, but I definitely think they kind of opened like this Pandora's box of, what could really come of this? Like, what could this open up? How many different storylines did they go with? And maybe they're playing it off. Maybe they're going to pull something out of their hat.
But if they're doing,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say even if it's a jumping off point, it wasn't fair to Hawkeye.
No,
like they did not do him or Jeremy Renner justice. Like that's I mean, and you guys know how much I am just a complete nerd for Hawkeye. So
it felt like there was no passing of the torch. It was just everything's in limbo now, and I feel like, okay, well, they're just getting to get rid of the character now.
Right. The passing of the torch was when she's like, "What do you think of Lady Hawk?" Or "What do you think of?" And about that, like, are you freaking fracking kidding me?
It was. Yeah, it was what Marvel Comics are today. I'll just leave it at that. Just a bunch of stuff put in that we think that people are going to like this, and nobody does.
Yeah, what's that fan thing called that like they did with a lot of the Star Wars and ended up
fan service?
Yeah, that's what they tried to do. They tried to do the fan service, and they under delivered on a quality piece of work.
Big time.
Well, this is at the very, for me, because of these last 3 episodes, it wasn't so much with the first 3, but as a whole, this is my bottom of the Marvel heap for TV shows, period.
Yeah.
And that includes Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I hated.
I know I would put it above Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
At least it's shorter.
Just because I like Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think they did well with certain things, but it left me wanting more. That's for sure.
Okay, so let's ask this question. We'll kind of get out of here on this one. What if they pulled these things out? I would have loved this, or it would have been fantastic. Or if they would have added these things, what are those things? Let's start with you, Skeeter.
I definitely feel like oh man. I really think if they would have left Yelena out of this entire piece, built up Echo,
you would have more
built up Kingpin to be that protector of Echo, like he said he was going to be, play into that story a little bit more, and give Barton some more props.
Yeah,
I think it would have been a better show.
I can agree with that.
He just kind of got lost in the confusion, just like the show did. So it was just that's what I think. I think that's a whole separate storyline they could have gone with, and its own show.
Christina, what about you?
So that's funny because I'm on the opposite side of that. I think we should have seen less Echo, less Kingpin. I think that Kingpin reveal should have been on the last episode.
That should have been
leading into the Echo show. I'm like I said, because I thought it was a catharsis. I really actually love the dynamic between Kate and Yelena, and between Hawkeye and Yelena. So I liked that part. We could have seen way less of the Tracksuit Mafia. If you weren't going to give us the swordsman, why did you waste our time? So those are the things that I would have pulled out, and I would have focused on, developing those deep character lines that Hawkeye's known for, and just let it go from there. But yeah, I mean, what a brilliant way to open Echo if that's how you ended Hawkeye.
Yeah, and as it stands now, I don't think anybody's excited for Echo.
Nah,
Anybody. Now I'm surprised no one mentioned this, but you know what confused the heck out of me? The mom, is she bad? Is she good? Is she a product of the time? I'm confused. They wanted to make her evil, but they didn't. But they made it so she's just a tool. But no, she planned all this. That was stupid.
That was
and not
that
only
was,
that,
and people forget about it. It was that bad that everyone seems like they've forgotten about it.
Well, and the fact that she tried to guilt trip her daughter. This is what you're going to do on Christmas, send your mother to jail. I'm like, yeah, you're just a dirtbag.
Well, that conversation happens in trailer parks all over the world, all over the country. Come on, that was funny.
Let me tell you about that, Dub. That's not true right there. That's not at all.
Well, sometimes. Okay, so let's give our grades out. And you can grade this however you'd like. You can grade it as two separate entities. You can grade it as one entity. You can do whatever you like on this. Let's start with Christina.
Okay, I'm pretty sure the first 3 I gave an A- to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that still stands for me. I'm going to give a C- to the next 3 episodes, which puts me right at about a B-. Like, because there were some parts in these that I really enjoyed, and then there were parts that annoyed the holy hello operator out of me.
Cute. Fair enough. Skeeter, what about you, bud?
I'm gonna walk it with a C. I just couldn't, like I said, too much stuff stuffed into a 10-pound bag. I mean, we got 50 pounds of Marvel into a 10-pound bag and it just blew up all over the place. Not enough character development for certain people from what they came from. Yelena, who is she? What's this all about? What's this different funny side of her? And didn't she get the red stuff in her face to change her from this person that she used to be? I don't remember. Like,
yeah, she did. If you watch,
she was still a trained killer. I guess she's still Black Widow, but yeah. So, or in that whole universe. So
have you seen Black Widow?
Yes,
because she has that very snarky sense of humor in that too.
True.
Now,
between her and Natasha.
Now, as far as this character goes, some people really did like the Hawkeye series, and I'm going to say the exact same thing that I said when we did our episode for Black Widow. I want to like it. I want to see what you guys all saw, but I don't see it. I feel like these are just kind of Marvel crap bags. I really do.
Tell us what you saw. Go on Facebook. Go on all of our social media. And tell us what you saw.
If you liked it, tell us what you liked. Tell us what you liked.
Obviously, we missed something.
and I'm not downplaying anybody not liking this stuff, but I want to know what it is that, and I asked this question when we did our Black Widow episode as well. I'm like, I didn't get it. Just like this, I don't get it. Why was this made? So I'm giving this a C-. It was just because the first 3 showed me the promise it had, and then it just pooped the bed. I mean, no nicer way of saying it. And I was pretty up on this one. I call this one a B+ for the first 3, and then it just lost me. Yeah, but it either needed more episodes or less bad storylines.
Yeah, there was
honestly, the storylines might not have even been that bad, but it's just so much. I think.
Yeah. Wow. I just totally just lost my mind, my train of thought in this show. That's where I'm at tonight. There wasn't a blind lawyer in this one. My bad. There wasn't. That was Spider-Man. I totally mixed two shows.
We did that
Yeah.
last week. Yeah.
No,
Go
it was
back
a
and
great
watch that.
show.
I feel like it was like the Farkle of Marvel. Like, let's just shake the dice and see what comes out.
No,
Yeah.
it was. I will say it again. I will continue to say it. This was that hokey Christmas episode that's in the middle of all the other episodes that
Happy
we ever
Life Day.
watched
Yeah.
on any TV show ever. They had a Christmas episode, and that's what this was.
Which,
Yeah.
This wasn't Hawkeye. This was Marvel's Magical Christmas Special.
And honestly, they could have done this as a movie with just Hawkeye and Kate doing a Christmas thing as for 2 hours. I would have been in.
Mhm.
Yep.
Fighting the tracksuit mafia. None of the other crap there. None of
yeah.
it.
That
And
would
I
have
would have
been.
been sold. I would have called this an A+ and just been like, this is a Christmas movie more than Die Hard. I want this to play every year.
Yep.
You
That would have
blew
been
it, Marvel.
amazing.
You blew it.
Right. I will.
Okay.
Funny story. I'm sitting here in my head thinking I have to go back and I have to watch this because I did not see Charlie Cox. So thank
I was
you.
thinking the same thing. I'm
Thank
like,
you,
Yeah,
Skeeter,
no,
for saving me.
I'm running it through my brain going, wow, I just put two things together in one.
well, we were all so excited to see Kingpin, So
Yes, that's what it was. That's what it was.
We'll add some grace to that one. So check out our social medias on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Smoke Signals, on whatever. Go to our website, www.iheartgeekshow.com. Use the column we paid extra for it. Go to our Patreon. Go to the store. Buy a shirt. That you'll be my best friend forever. And until next time, I'm Dub. I'm here with Christina. I'm here with Skeeter. Keep on geeking on, guys.
You have been listening to the latest episode of the iHeart Geek Show. Make sure you visit our website at www.iheartgeekshow.com. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you check us out on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And keep on geeking on to all of you geek rock stars.